كان نسيبه قبلية، كان نسيبه كراهية، كان نسيبه أنسوية. نبي تاني نبي فرق وبطن، نبي تاني نبي كره وبطن. نعم أنا من بور وأنا من أول، داك من مرور وداك من ماضي، داك من شلو وإنت أبوكاي، لكني نتبع جنوبين في النهاية. كده نسيبه قبلية بيس، كده نقدر بيس، ونحن أقوى اليوم. We got South Sudanese.
نغلي كلام اليوم كامل كور جانبي واو ماشي نعمل الشوارع بنيام يبين بنوم للأبد نسمع منه نسمع منه نبني الأرض نعيش وأقوال بلد غنية ذهب وبترول شركات ومصانع نخلي الكسل وكبرنا نبني للأطفال صحة والتعليم كهرباء وحدة والسلام أمن واستقرار
تخلص بإيدك هنينك بعد زارة سيبوا قصدان دبريدينين وريا نسيب السلام ونحسد المحبة سيبوا قبلية كده بلدنا الرابة بكل محبة كده نلف كده سوا عشان نبني بلدنا كمان أزيد لنا عمل والاستقرار وحدة وطنية والسلام يلا نبني بلد جميل للأجيال يلا نبني بلد جميل للأطفال مسلمين مسيحيين من كل أقوام
احنا مسلمين احنا جنوبيين شيوخ احنا مسلمين احنا جنوبيين سوا بلد جميل سوا بلد جميل سوا بلد جميل
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. حينما كنتم أسعد الله صباحكم ونهاركم ومساءكم بخير في أرجاء معمورة الكرة الأرضية. معكم مجازف سيف كانت مقدم برنامج The Voice of Kush Wisdom. وفي هذا اليوم إن شاء الله سوف نستضيف واحد من قيادات بتاعة الحركة الديمقراطية، الجبهة القومية، تحت قيادة السفير ايمانوئيل أجاوين. هيكون معنا مولانا فاسكولا. وبس نحن عندنا شوية مشكلة في الاستديو، أنا ما أعرف المشكلة بالضبط وين، لأنه ما قادرين نفتح بعض من الصفحات بتاعتنا عشان نقدر نرسل بعض الرسائل. فأنا لو قادرين نحاول نعمل تعديل شوية حتى نقدر هسه كده ممكن. أيوة نحن قبل عندنا شوية مشكلة قاعدين نعدل فوقه، فإن شاء الله الصوت يكون واضح. الصوت يكون واضح إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم جميعا. ونحب أن نقول لكم بس عملوا لشينا شير، عملوا شير، ناس تعمل شير، لو عملوا شير ويكون أفضل. فنحن شوية كده عندنا إشكالية شوية كده في الاستديو، قاعدين نحاول نعدل في بعض الأشياء لكن برضو ما طلعت معنا كويس. فحتى الآن إن شغالين في التعديلات، جزء من الشغل نعدل فوقه. نعم. فالصوت كيف يا جماعة؟ الصوت أنا داير أشوف الصوت كيف، بس ده أهم شيء عندنا كمان، لأنه بصراحة عندنا إشكالية شوية كده. عندنا حبة إشكالية. طيب قاعدين نعدل في الصوت. أنا ما أعرف الصوت عندكم كيف. الصوت أوكي تمام. أوكي it's okay very good thank you very much okay good. طيب دارين نستضيف مولانا فاسكوالي. فإذا هو موجود معنا ممكن أنا رسلت له اللينك، بس قبل شوية عندنا مشكلة تعديل كده شوية، في مشكلة في الاستوديو بصراحة. لو أنتم ملاحظين في إشكالية بسيطة كده، فما قدرنا نعدل فوق، عشان كده تأخرنا زي 3-5 دقائق. فدي الإشكالية اللي احنا عندنا حتى الآن، لكن الحوار بتاعتنا هتواصل إن شاء الله. دارين نطلب من الأستاذ Pasquale Clement, if you are there, please can you join me in the studio, please? Okay, هو موجود الآن. قاعد يعمل device cannot connected. What is wrong? مولانا باسكوالي، إذا أنت عندك حاول شوف موضوع بتاعت الكاميرا، اضغط على الكاميرا وعلى الميكروفون إنه يكون أكتف. أنا ما أعرف دي هي إشكالية هسي. في شوية إشكالية عارف. عندنا النت تعبان شوية، ما أعرف الحاصل شنو. النت تعبان شوية، الخط ما قادر يربط معنا كويس، فقاعدين نحاول إنه طيب مستر باسكوالي كليمنت. ألو مستر باسكوالي، يا جماعة ممكن حاولوا شاركونا بشير ولايك، شير ولايك، شير لايك حتى نثبت الفيديو، لأنه الفيديو متذبذب شديد والظاهر ما قادر يربط كويس. أنا ما أعرف الحاصل شنو. Brother Garrison, yeah. Anyway, some of my guests, they are Arabic speakers. That's why we talk more in Arabic, because some of the guests are all, they're Arabic patterns. That's why somehow, it seems it is difficult to address some issues in proper in English, but we try all our best because some of our speakers are all in, they're Arabic Arab patterns. So please, can you make share and like? Please share and like for the video to stand. And then also, I would like to ask brother Pasquale Clement if you can active your camera and your microphone. So just pressing the microphone and the camera to be active so that you will be with us in the studio, because it seems that there is some issues in the connection over there. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm still waiting for him to come and join me. زي ما أنا ذكرت لكم يا جماعة، الليلة إن شاء الله هيكون عندنا حوار مع السيد مولانا أستاذ فاسكولا كلمنت، وهو رئيس الحركة الوطنية الديمقراطية الجبهة القومية بمصر والشرق الأوسط. طبعا هو رئيس الحركة الوطنية الديمقراطية الجبهة القومية بمصر والشرق الأوسط تحت قيادة معالي السفير ايمانوئيل أجاوين. فالآن أنا منتظره في الاستديو عشان نبدأ معه هذا الحوار، والحوار ده يعني ما تتجنبوا ما يشيل أكثر من ساعة و10 دقائق. ساعة و10 دقائق نحن هنفصل البرنامج، وبعد ذلك هنحاول نخلص الموضوع في ساعة و10 دقائق. لكن حتى الآن طبعا وجوده معنا في الاستديو في مشكلة شوية. So there is some issues for the connections for him to come in. I don't know what is wrong. Okay, 1 week Arabic, 1 week English. Okay, Brother Garrison. Yeah, no problem. I will take it. I will take it in consideration what you propose. That will be good. Yeah. Anyway, on Friday we will discuss some issues about Equatorians issues, and then it will be proper in Arabic and in English, because most of the speakers they are English patterns and some of them they are Arabic patterns. So that will be a good on Friday. That on Friday will start almost. أنا ما أعرف فاسكوالي عنده مشكلة كبير جدا جدا، إلا أنا أجيبه بالماسنجر ولا كيف ما أعرف. أحاول أجيبه بالماسنجر. There is no way for me to bring him like this. Let me bring him through messenger. الو
ايوه شبيب.
يا استاذ، عندك مشكله في ال في 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 في, في الكاميرا وفي الهنا، في الكاميرا وفي في الميكروفون.
حاولت ادخل عليه كانوا عاملين لي هنا كروس احمد كده، حاولت ادخل ما في ما بيفتح.
انت بعد ما تضغط عليه وتعمل له بتقول له استجابه. You allowed the camera and you allowed the microphone to access in your phone.
انا عملت زي ده لكن ما اعرف المشكله وين بالضبط.
Anyway, I don't know. Let me try again. If it's not, then I will bring you through messenger.
Okay, let me try again.
All right, good, thank you. Let him try again, and if it's not working, then I will bring him through messenger. Yeah. أنا ما أعرف لو في زول قريب هناك. Please, can you make a copy and paste, because I send him direct in the messenger. So normally he should just press from the messenger that link in the messenger, and then immediately you will follow the instruction, and then it will bring you direct to the studio. He's already in the studio, but the problem, the microphone and the cam is not opening. You know, the device not connected. I don't know why it's not connected. اوكي يا جماعه، عندنا مشكله شويه. طبعا مصر شويه فوق اشكاليه. انا ما اعرف اذا في واحد بيقدر يعني. Let me just put the link up here again so that I just put the link up again. My brothers and sisters and the viewers of the Voice of Kush Wisdom, we are still waiting for our brother Pasquale Clement to come and join me in the studio so that we can start to make this interview or this discussion tonight. And we'll try to talk about, the activities of the movement in Egypt, and also about some South Sudanese issues here and there. And then from there, we can proceed for some questions that will come from the viewers, and then we end up the show. As I said, that the show is going to take only 1 hour and 10 minutes. But up to now, we have some difficulties for our guests to join us in the studio. See, this is one of the big problems. You can join me, Brother Garrison. You can come and join me for some minutes, and then after that, play some music is nice. But if someone would like to join, just come and join me. We'll talk a little bit until our guests will come in. Maybe there is some questions that it will be discussed, and it will be interesting also for some of our viewers. Yani, is there also is the same. We cannot join. The device cannot connect it. So, يا دكتور فاسكولي، انت كان قاعد ولا استاذ سالم؟ اي واحد من الاعضاء بتاعت الحركه الوطنيه، الحركه الوطنيه الديمقراطيه الجبهه القوميه، اذا اي واحد فيهم مثلا قدر يجيني في الاستوديو يكون كويس. Okay, let me play some music, and then after that I will wait for our guests to come and join me in the studio. I think we have some difficulties here and there. Let me just try to do this until our guests to come and join in the studio. So let me just do this. Okay. Let me put some music here and there. Let me put this and play this one.
Dubai Kora, Ekema, Dubai Kora, Ekema. Dubai Koya, Ikape Kumani Dropping, Dubai Koya. Who will make daily nera, Dubai Koya. Put your way in nera, Dubai Koya. Dubai Koya, Ekema, Ola Koya, Ekema. Yoling, Yoling, Maraka, Yoling, Yoling, Maraka, Yoling, Yoling, Maraka, Yoling, Yoling, Maraka, Yoling, Maraka, Yoling, Maraka.
Brother Garrison, you're most welcome.
Thank you. I'm just checking to see whether the whole thing is working.
It's working, but I think those of Egypt, they have some issues with this program, or his device cannot allow it, the camera and the microphone to be on.
I think it could be network problem. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, how are you and how things? And if you have something to just throw for us here, so that our viewers also they can be happy to listen to you. So
not really, because I don't even have the topic, so I don't think that I'll be able to speak anything. But we can talk about Eastern Equatoria, Nimule, Juba, something like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you this. So, what do you think about the situation right now in the ground in some areas in Central Equatoria and also in East Equatoria as well? As also, what do you think about some groups that are calling for separation of Equatoria as well? Thank you.
Well, I'd not want to speculate much about the separation of Equatoria. I think South Sudan is big, and the problem is big. It needs all of us to solve it together. But when you look at what is happening in South Sudan today, I think, generally speaking, there is no hope. I mean, the expectations of this peace is going to be implemented is now dwelling away from our hearts, and it looks like Juba is not our money, even in the suffering of these people of South Sudan. Look at what is happening in the camps of the rebel group of SPLA-IO, and look at what the security personnel are doing along Juba-Nimule Highway. Look at what is happening in Tombra and other places. I think when you look also at the corruption, I was just reading before coming here, was reading some article that the money that was given by World Bank and IMF was, being embezzled, about $10 million US. This is a very staggering amount of money. So I think, Kiri, I don't know whether this guy is really very serious about the peace agreement, or whether he just want to, whether there is sufferings of people of South Sudan, just want to remain president by degree. That is it.
Yeah, but by the way, Brother Garrison, there is some problems, as we know that long time ago we have not discussed the issue of IO with you exactly, that the separation or IO now there are two groups. There is a group who are with Riek Machar and the other group with Simon. And at the same time, when you see that the group of Simon also, they're still calling that they want to join the government. So I don't know what is the difference and why the defect from Riek Machar. And if they are saying that they need peace, but is it the problem of Riek Machar or is the problem of Kir? Is the one who is not want to implement the peace agreement? And
it's very difficult to say this the politician and the generals in the South Sudan army, whether be it an IO or whether be it Nasi, whether be it in other groups. I think these people are coming from the SPLA. And it looked like everyone is just trying to put their eyes in now Juba. When you hear the interview of Johnson Orling to Radio Tamazu. And he clearly stated that, he doesn't want fighting to happen in Upper Nile. He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want Thomas Rilo. He doesn't want Malong. He doesn't want this. But they are very ready to come to Juba to join the government. So I think it looked like the camp of Simon Gadwich and Riek Machar are just fighting for this position. And this is precisely what is now benefiting Juba. Kiri has been looking for this thing to happen for years and years. And now, given that the SPLA-IO is their house is now in a crisis, and there is no strong rebel group that is going to muscle its hands to Juba to press Akiri, and the international community is also very quiet about what is happening in Juba. At the end of the day, I think what is happening here is Kiri is now achieving his goal, and there is nobody who's going to wrestle him in Juba. So the division between the SPLA-IO is just disaster to the people of South Sudan. People have been supporting IO, but I don't know. I think there's something wrong with the leadership style of this guy called Riek Machar. Majority of us on the set of this war, people were supporting him. But the moment this guy set his feet in Juba, things have changed. He became deaf. He doesn't want to listen to anything. He doesn't want to listen to the diaspora group that has been supporting him. He doesn't want to listen to the group that are with the Simon Gatwich, and he doesn't want to listen to anybody. So does it mean that this guy is in prison? Does it mean that he is under security threat? He cannot say anything? Because since he came to Juba, since when was that? Almost making a year or two, he has never even set feet across the Nile, across the bridge of Gumbo. So it looked like this guy's security is very tight. We don't know really what is happening in Juba. But also given that the statement coming from Simon Gatwich and Johnson Orlen, so the hope of peace implementation is going to happen is, I think, very, very narrow, and it's very zero. Me personally, I think I don't believe in this peace agreement. I don't believe in any rebel group. I don't believe in this government. I'm just waiting if there's going to be a miracle that something may happen. The people of South Sudan have to take the law into their hands and march to Juba, demonstrate whether they're going to be killed. I think that is what we are left with. If we are to wait for SPLA-IO, I don't think that they are not very strong to fight Kiri, and they are not willing to fight because, everyone is afraid that the international community is going to call them the peace spoiler. So as such, I think the rank calling between the SPLA-IO is, at the end of the day, Riek Machar is in Juba with our forces. We pray, we hope that something not going to happen to him, because if there's going to be anything that is going to happen like 2016 war, this guy is going to be killed in Juba.
Yeah, but Brother Garrison, there is something where for me, it makes me confused. If Riek Machar and Kir themselves, they don't implement the peace agreement, there is no any political will. And when we see Johnson Olony and Simon Goodwich, they're saying that they don't need any new peace agreement. They are looking for the same peace agreement. So what is new then? So Kir is going to change his behavior, or he's going to change his political will so that he will listen to those of Johnson Olony and to Simon?
Now the question here is, what is the international community going to say? What are the roles of this peace grantor? What are the roles of AU? What are the roles of IGAD that negotiated this peace agreement? Because, by the way, we are just left with some man to finish the 3 years. So when the 3 years that is negotiated, after the 3 years, people of South Sudan have to go to election. If these 3 years elapse today, I don't think that there's going to be anything tangible. But as I said, the election is going to happen. The only thing that we have to equip ourselves with is this group that call for peaceful demonstration in Juba and other places. The other time, I think when they announced, Juba was panicking, but their absence in the grounds has not made the matters very worse. So I think the peace agreement is going to give us any peace dividends as people of South Sudan.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but what do you think about the issue of the election? That's what they are calling for, the election. So Kir said, and the supporters even are saying that Kir is not going nowhere, and they are just looking for the election to come. Do you think that election it will be fair and it will be free, and also it will be really credible?
I mean, before the election happened, you have to prepare the ground. When you look at what is happening in South Sudan, when you go to Lake State, the killing is happening every day. I just talk about the situation in Tombra and these incidents of Juba, Nimole High Road, highways, and the incidents of fighting in Eastern Equatoria. By look, I think there is no part of South Sudan that is not experiencing insecurity. So for you to organize election, I think first of all, you have to have securities. You have to have national, the unified forces. You have to have the police forces that are trained to conduct election, that are trained to manage the public during the times of election. So you have to have road. You have to have all these people who are sitting in the refugee camp to come back to South Sudan. But for this to happen, I think finally people are waiting for this peace implementation. Even when you look at the economy of South Sudan, election require huge money. So South Sudan today, I think the economy has collapsed. And where are you going to get the funding? If the international community could not give the fund for funding the peace implementation, I mean, ironically, when you look at what Juba is saying, Makui is blaming the international community for failing to, facilitate the peace agreement. Yet Juba is having money to buy ammunition to kill its own people. So this kind of money that has been embezzled, this kind of money that has been, stolen, this kind of money that has been put in the military armories should be used to implement the peace agreement, so that before the election, the refugees are able to return, the returnees are able to return, the people who are living in the IDP should be returned to their home, so that you carry out a census. Because without census, you cannot conduct election. You have to know the population of South Sudan. You have to know who is eligible to vote, who is not eligible to vote.
Okay, good. But now the government is just planning for the election. Do you think that Kir also is going to run this election and then it will be one of the candidates from the SPLM? Or the SPLM, they are going to choose another one?
I think it is going to be a solid candidate if the election is going to happen. But believe me or not, the election is not going to happen. Kiri is trying to come out with, each time he's trying to come out with the mechanism that is going to favor him. Do you still remember the outcomes of these national dialogues? What was the outcome? Has Kiri able to come forward publicly to accept the result of this national dialogues committee that say Kiri and Machara has failed? So because the national dialogue was very critical about Machari, the national dialogue was very critical about Kiri, that's why Kiri let it just die with the sadly dead in what I mean, internal, how do you call it, intensive unit care. Yeah. So the notion of that Kiri is going to organize for election is it's not going to happen. As I said, I think the election requires huge money. Election requires, there should be, you have to address the issue of insecurities. You have to make sure that these IDPs are able to go to their places. The refugees who are living the refugee camps are able to return to South Sudan. And then the condition of conducting election have to be free and fair. And you have to also allow the other group, maybe there are candidates from diasporas, maybe from other political parties. They have to have, their freedom of expression to conduct the election or maybe to go for a campaign trail. But as the situation of South Sudan is standing today, I don't think that we are able to conduct the election soon.
Yeah, but as you mentioned some issues about the dialogue, the national dialogue that took place in Juba. And you mentioned like that national dialogue, Kir put it in the garbage. But as you see that the speech of Madame Nyandeng in the United Nations Summit was mentioned that Kir is putting the national dialogue as one of his key to bring peace in the country.
I think, Mujasif, when you look at what is happening in South Sudan, what have been in Rebecca and Adeng, everyone has been fighting for their position. This lady has been crying in every capital city of Africa. She was with Museveni in Uganda, she was in Uhuru Kenyatta in Kenya, she was in Ethiopia, crying that I'm the mother of this nation. What has she done after returning to Juba? For such a person, Rebecca Ngadeng, I think the spirit of her dead husband will not be happy for her to say that Kiri has used the national dialogue as tools to bring about peace in South Sudan. When was that Kiri has used the result and the outcome of national dialogue to bring about peace in South Sudan? After Elder Bender came forward very clearly, I mean, you remember when the first resolution was passed, and there was some sort of up and down, and then they said the wording was not okay, something have to be edited, something have to be amended. After when they amended, they removed the error, and they came out very clearly that in every state that they have been going, whether it in Eastern Equatoria, Western Equatoria, Bahra Gaza, in other places, people have been calling for Kiri to step aside, because they say very clearly, as long as Kiri and Machar are on the pictures, South Sudan will not experience peace. So Rebecca Ngadeng has been given a written speech. She has to be doing that because at the end of the day, she wants to keep her cup of milk so that this cup of milk will not be taken away from her. Everyone who is going to Juba, everyone who had gone to Juba, whether they've been critic to Kiri, I mean, one of the things that Kiri do very much to manipulate his opponent is when you are critic to Kiri, Kiri have to give you a position. At the end of the day, because you want to keep that cup of milk from spilling over. So this is precisely what Rebecca Ngadeng has been doing, and she has destroyed her image in the eyes of the world.
Yeah, all right, that's good, Brother Garrison. So what do you think it is going on in Tambora? Is it really the Equatorians are fighting between themselves, or the South Sudanese are fighting between themselves, or somebody is doing this kind of them, so that everything will be fire somewhere in the country and some they start to steal?
There are three scenarios that trigger this conflict in Tambora. Look at the governor. Who is the governor of Western Equatorial State? This guy is coming from Balanda. Who are the majority people in a Western Equatorial State? Other people say Azande, but the Azandes and the Balandas are like the Nueres and the Dinkas of Equatoria. They are always having this political problem. Who's going to be representing who? So what is now happening in Tambora, it looks like the hands of the government is there. If it is not the hands of Juba, the state governor's hand could be there. Simply, these people were trying to cause bad images about the current governor, who is the representative of SPLA-IO, so that at the end of the day, Kiri should issue a decree because he failed to curb the situation of security in Tambora County. So by creating this situation, so they were expecting Kiri to sack him so that he will be replaced by somebody who is moderate, someone who will speak the language of Juba, someone who will speak the language of the former governor of Western Equatorial State, and who is the speaker of the parliament, Nono Komba. So all these people were trying to trigger this kind of thing behind the scene so that these civilians will end up killing themselves. But my message to the people of Western Equatoria is, why do you have to kill yourself based on the party line? Are these politicians going to give you anything to eat? They have been there for decades, but they have failed you. So clearly speaking, the hand of Juba is there to make the situation look worse so that at the end of the day, this governor should be sacked. Because simply he's not from Azande community, but rather is from Balanda. And he's from SPLA-IO.
Yeah, good. So now let's talk also about the issue in Numule Road and also the Madi land over there. Seems that it's not fine. So these things will continue until when?
I mean, the insecurity of Juba and Nimule High Road is something that was, especially the killing of these two nuns. I happened to know Sister Regina for so many years when I was a small child in lower primary school. She has been a sister in law for so many years. She's a very good person. And you clearly hear the audio of the other sister who was speaking even if Juba refuted that the killers are within the ranks of the South Sudan People Defense Forces, the sister who gave eyewitnesses clearly stated that the tall soldier came and stood beside them and firing. She never said a rebel that looked very tall. She continued to say a tall soldier. And recently, I think 2 weeks ago, the bishop of Yei, Eric Lado, clearly stated when Governor Anton Emmanuel Adele went to Yei, he said, bring for us the killer. So the killer is within the South Sudan People Defense Force. There was no rebel activities. Kiri was in Iloa the previous day. Kiri was in Iloa on Sunday, and the killing happened on Monday. So the security forces that were deployed to protect and to pave a way for President Kiri to go from Juba on the road to Loa were still moving. And Mujasif, if you are a soldier, at the time you see when the 3 boys were arrested, when you look at the body language of these soldiers that were moving, that it shows to you that there was a tense situation, that there is a presence of the rebel activities in that area. If there's a presence of the rebel activity at that particular time, a full trained soldier cannot go with the one magazine. When you look very clearly, they were carrying only one magazine, and their body language is like a very somber. It was like as if there was nothing happened. So these things were planned in a way because, I mean, when President Kiri came to Loa, there were 2 events that happened in my area recently. When we lost the Loprigo, the Pramam, my community leader, Ambassador Angelo Foga, when he died from Kampala on 21st of June, his dead, his funeral, his dead body has been carried from Juba along the Nimule-Juba road. When you see the number of people who moved from the refugee camp to Nimule, it looked like in the eyes of this regime in Nimule, it looked like in the eyes of this regime in Juba, they thought maybe the Mahdi people were not there. But the presence of the Mahdi people during the burials of Ambassador Angelo Vuga scared these people. So the second thing is, when the people converted in Loa to celebrate the 100 Christianities in Madiland, the Loa centenaries. So Kerry was there. He saw the people who came there. So these things along the insecurities along Juba Nimule Road was meant to scare the Mahdis who have walked from the refugee camp from Adjumani to Nimule to Loa, footing, singing, celebrating. These things were meant to scare so that these people could never come back to South Sudan. So that the population replacements of the indigenous people by the Dinka should be happening. So there was no insecurity. There were no rebels. These things were just meant to scare people because the SPLA or the regime in Juba, the Dinka and Nimule have seen how great and huge Mahdi people move from the camp to the burial place of Ambassador in Mali, and the celebration was done in Nimule. There were a lot. If you search the video, you will find the video. So these 2 events send a very strong signal to Dinka and to President Salva Kiir, who came and witnessed the presence of these people. So the events of Juba Highway is just meant to send a signal so that the Mahdis should not return to their ancestral land. But nevertheless, people are going to come back.
Yeah. So it means something has been cooked. So, but Brother Carlson, what do you think about the young guys that who have been catch, and I think they killed them immediately without even any investigation? So what do you think about this as one of also activists in the human rights issue? So do you think that is correct?
I mean, there is no law in human rights that said when you arrested a suspect, at that particular time, the person is a suspect because there is no evidence. There is no benediction that indicated this person is guilty. Unless proved guilty or innocent in the competent court, the question is, who is that commander that has given the order to arrest these boys? And are they still alive? Have they been killed? What we saw on the video is it was one road. It was one way. They were taken to a bus. We don't see any video that they have been brought back. Although the police in Juba tried to come out with the story that they are not suspect. They were just people who were burning their charcoal, and they were taken to Juba to help the investigations. But why can't you also release another video saying, indicating to us that these boys are in the police custody, they were not killed, they are very healthy, and the investigation is done, they were proven to be not guilty, and they are free to join their families. That was not the case.
Yeah.
So I think, generally speaking, they were killed. That is my understanding. Because they were taken to the bush, we don't see any video that they have been brought back to the main road.
Yeah. Anyway, Brother Abu is here with us. I don't know, but he don't show up his face. Why? I don't know.
All right. Maybe let me drop out and then you bring him up.
No. You stay
No.
here.
Because I just came back from work. I still have to do something.
So,
yes.
Okay, you can come back later because it's very good now. You fill the gap that what we have, and we're still waiting our guest to come. But I think he have some difficulties. Let me let you a little bit, and then if there is something, you can join me later on because I think
it's okay. It's okay. You bring my brother Abu. I think you have to continue from where I left.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Brother Gadason.
All right,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So, Brother Abu, if you are there, please, your camera. I don't see your camera. Why?
Yeah, ana majena fibeta ana gigobo jena. That's why ana mark their fata camera time.
All right. Okay. So, do you want to join us with some issues? Because I have someone normally should be with me in the studio, but it seemed like he have some difficulties with the network, cannot connect it, and then. Let's just talk about the current situation in the Republic of South Sudan, and some questions can come here and there, and then after that we can proceed. So you're most welcome, Brother Abu.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Mujasif. I just came to add on what Brother Garson was saying about the Muskila Tasikata Nimule, Ushabab Alam Suku, and all that. That's the only point actually I come to add on it, because
all right.
There's a lot of people don't understand what exactly happened. But to me, I have a lot of detailed information about what happened exactly on that Nimule Road. So let me begin with the event that took place where the two sisters lost their life. You know, when Salva Kiir and and James Waniga went to Lower, there was heavy deployment along the Nimule-Juba Road. So the presence of SSPDF was from Juba all the way to Nimule. There was no way that any rebel can come near the road. So, and then after, when the president left, they are to stay there after 72 hours before they can leave that road. That's the rule. They cannot just leave immediately as soon as president leave, but they have to stay there for 72 hours. After that, they will leave the road. I have some evidences. There are people from where they were deployed along the Juba Nimule Road. They said very clear that there was no way that we can blame this on the rebels, because there was no any presence of the rebel there. It was only them, the SSPDF, that was deployed along the road. And all the things that happened, it is the SSPDF that committed that crime. Look, when you see the video of the three young men that was arrested, they say take them to the bush and shoot them. Yani italaino fizol tala endu ajere fizol to wilkide gadi saraf talimat gulu silum ems odru figaba ina. That guy, the information came to me directly from Juba with the detail of the guy. Zolde isimati mading who are kid tajesh and who are ditalimat gulu kelisilu shabab del ems duru figaba. Who yani bita MI aluo military intelligence. Rakam to talato teletin. De kulu information ja leiful mini Juba. Fa zoli simati mading de wo gena mulajer ketir fisika ta Nimule. He has been committing a lot of crime on a Nimule road. And a lot of report complaint went to the president, but they don't want to remove him because he was doing exactly what they wanted to happen. So those three young men, If they are killed, the Atimading is responsible for it. And based on the description of the one of the survivors, the sister that survived, he said the guy was tall, and that's exactly bring the description of Atimading. So ajat alasel fisika tanimula jamalo nasrua fagiga lokan raise the bamul investigation aya jebegderamulo biligo ajade kulu fieta akit aluo isi Atimading uya awla ajade fisika ina. So we should not blame anybody for it, but this guy should be blamed for it because he's the one in charge. Umonas SSPDF was in charge. Mahala la ajere ali incident de happen fogo. Lokan gulu de rebel. Ma making ajere beginning darab de beginning ki de ladi. The shooting is stopped by itself. Nas they disappear and just ma derja esenbeg der I know what is going on. They cannot come and fight with the rebel on the road. If the rebel attack those vehicles, this is just the plan. Like Garrison said, the presence of Madi people during that celebration, it actually scared them. Even the president himself, he was not expecting that Madi can be judged. Lakin Madi, they walk from Uganda, I mean, when Kulu they come from all over the world, Mon Kulu ja as an adiru, aje the 100th anniversary ta Salawata Kenisa. So this actually, it gives them like, okay, Lona Sibu Jama Desere, they are coming back. So the only thing we have to do is we have to create something that can scare them in order to stop them from coming. As in Kide, they have to kill those sisters on the road who create insecurities that as in Madiba is there. Bulu Lukide is danger for us to go back. You know, this is the game to the government. It has nothing to do with any people wala sunumaf. So this is exactly what I can tell you guys, because I have information. Always Gija le direct me in Cuba.
Yeah, but Brother Boy, what do you think about the conference of the bishops, the high conference of the bishop? And I think they talk about this issue, and also they ask the government normally should bring the people who killed the sisters in books, and also it should be some investigation here and there. Do you think that the government is going to listen to this?
The government will do all the best they can just to make sure they are not going to bring those people to book. They know exactly who commit those crimes, but they are going to put it on an unknown government. Because we don't know, these people, nobody is sure who are there. Because it happened in the Fisika, or Mafizolkan, Mojut, Mam Sokunas there, but Almoim na Bawel na Ligo, we can bring it to
but Brother Bui, but you know the some of the military from South Sudan, they catch some guys. They catch almost 3 or 4 we see in the video. And where is those guys now? If they have been suspected.
Mujasif, those 3 young men that you guys see on the video, those who are not actually Umon Mao, they are not even Ajere. Umon Mao wala jesh wala sunu demotoni. Shabab de gadara gufam fisika ina. They were going to do their daily routine mon grarago farm bitomon. So besam soku jamade esendera mululu but esen bigulu dusa the rebels ali gadamulu terrorize nas fisika. Esen kide zola ali ana kelim leku miss Atimading. He ordered the soldiers to go and kill those boys in the bush. And he, like Gerson said, even Lokuma Gulu Jamade Fifijuba, they have to bring those kids to make sure that they investigate and they find out they are proved not guilty. And we need to see them who are those boys. Otherwise, they kill those boys already in the bush. Gulu Shabab Delisibu. You know?
Yeah, but if they just kill those boys like that, without any investigation, then the government should be taken accountable. Lazim naze hasibum. Mama mungkin ita bogabu nas, ita burakato nas, ita gal naze yamul hajera, ita mamal telem to investigation.
All the game is Mujasif, the whole all the game is just to clear Ajerem, not to prove the evidence. Esen bigulu shabab de amolo katulumon. If they are alive, they can defend themselves. They will say, we did not do anything, we did not commit anything, we are just nas shabab, we are doing our nagara gufam bitana naja waga fumandeza na marifina jabase. Lojibu sister day I'll witness day. Sister day will look at it. No, these are not the boys. Dema nas alkan fi fajere, alkan adiduna fi Arabia de, dema nasdel de. So they just want to take the evidence away. Esen bigulo ai nas alamul kalam de na ligom na durgumon katulumon ukalas gadia inta. That's the game they are trying to play. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, let me just ask you one question and then maybe you can just go. I think you are busy somehow. Somebody's asking that why you don't show your face. His face in the Facebook. What's the problem? Do you think that he's scared or what? Anyway, so, Brother Abu, do you think that the election is going to be fair and free, and also do you think that is going to be credible?
You know, there's nothing actually fair about the election. Election day sala logolasil is nothing's going to be good about it because it's all the game ali jamade de ramolo. Who doesn't know espele munu? They are trying just to play the game to say that na contact the fair election or race win. So nasal there I know Anna must all be off. I 24/7 Anna for Facebook. When I talk, I challenge the government. Anna magidus usatai. Anna mazol kai. I'm somebody, a military man, and I'm not afraid of anybody. Lozola bigula gidus usatai. I just had my ajerana kanendu jena tayana bobutu.
This guy who always come to Juba, you what this called Abraham or what always happen. Anyway, you can close your face, no problem, because you are.
No, it's okay. I'm done already. I can show them, let them see me. Nas I'll invite Nas to Juba. Let me tell them sincere here. Masitana for Juba is not going to be a joke. Namagras Romedida for Juba. We are going there, Lunagira Nagrama Clanchico Bitana. Umon nas albamul kalam faride umon satu bidak alfited ser umon bibulu fited ser umon ma bibulu bara kelimon ma invite nas sake finar because they don't know what they're calling for. They are calling for something that they will not even handle. Umon bija regret alone. So don't invite somebody to come to Juba, and Juba is our own home. It have been invited ana fi bed bitai makalas roa fi hila take luita min when call me to come to your area. Not to my own home, Gulu Ta'al Juba. Juba the bed bita. We have been in Juba, we have been all those South Sudan that live from Aladel. So don't try to invite me. Okay? Zola Ali wo coward zato I'll be Gulu Ta'al Juba. Don't call for me. I'm coming to Juba. Juba day by any means. I'm there.
But by the way, these people who are writing here, if we invite them even to come here in the camera and to discuss, they cannot come. Shufta?
Nas Kaipinia Mujasif, Nas Al Kofi, Taniza to Mafi Juba. They are telling you to come to Juba. If you go today to Juba, they are not even there. Del Zato Lurai now Monianas Bija native Makati Tana Yumtan. I don't worry about them. They will work for me in my office. You know? Umon Bigulu Ana Sakit Ana Luraf Juba Dam. I'm not going to be just somebody like the way Montek. Mana Kamana, one of those people are Lumo Derinde. Eh? Ana bikutu dababerta ena manu mon bikof lo ana dakal fi Juba lela mon zatu ma beg the rai no sharia de sake ina kullu biro azere malad kula amer na manu mon bikof. So
right.
Let them not joke around.
Do you have some comment about what's taking place in Tombora? And then after that I will end here because my guest has some difficulties to join me in the studio. So that I said just to fill this gap and then after that to end the show because I think it's difficult for him to join me. So do you have anything to talk about what's taking place in Tombora right now?
Yeah, you know, Miss Klata Tombora de Agiga Bikelimu, this is just a political game. Yani, there's a lot of things when you look critically. Yani, in the very beginning, when you look at the Balanda and the Desande, these people they have been living together for a century. Ma asilion why umonendu any problem among themselves. Lakin now the politicians are creating this issue to divide the people of South Sudan. Mala almonainu peacefully, they will always try to create the issue there so that Nasbek der kunendi mushakil. Asa they see that Western Equatoria is a little bit peacefully, So they are trying to create insecurity for Western Equatoria so that they can be able to go and loot some of the things Western Equatoria. Recently, last year in December, they discovered that Western Equatoria and diamond, a lot of diamonds Western Equatoria. And then Salva Kiir, Yal Bito, they went there, Makawajat Munra survey Mala Lajere guide Fogo. So they are trying to create insecurity as a Nas begin Shakil Badum, so that they can find a way as anyone back their Bada Amul mining Fajere. Because if there is a Ajere, lo mafi Moshakil, Umon ma back the Ramul mining. But once there is a war, Nas Moskulin Mashakila, now there will be a time as anyone bra Seregu, Dahapta Western Equatoria de, while Ajere Diamond Demon back their mine Minina without anybody intervening with them. So those are all games Ali Jamadegi play. They are trying to create all this just to make, like now, Yanumon there create problem even among the other tribes Western Equatoria. They want Western Equatoria, Keligibila Magibila Shakil Badum, just as in cave to make that to be a chaos state. So that Ayaja bigger Yaninas bigger Bijere fi Tanin Bura fi Congo, Tanin Bura fi Central Africa Republic, Tanin Bijere fi Uganda. And then Kalas. Itabai no bigger, they will say, okay, Malde Musufadi, Nasta Lake State, Yageribna, they will start coming with their cows and settling there. You know, Uyala bigger said to get them out of there is going to be a problem. So it's all the game alokuma de the umon gikati to ajadel. But the people of Western Equatoria, we need to be very careful. We need to open our mind. Elina Mabesi, Rudu fi Aya Jalbija to just to make us kill ourselves. Esenna beg the Jere Bisibu land bitana for other people to come and occupy it. No, we need to stand together and be strong. Esen, we have to face whoever is coming to our land, we can face them. But if we fight ourselves, Zande Mabalanda, Balanda Maedu, Etukide Kalasta Bilikokulu, Western Equatoria, I gebila biga large gas, Legebila de, Tani de begin by and Biena. Logas lede, Tan begin and Biena Kalas after at the end. We will all be driven out of our land, and then somebody else will come and settle there. And then to come back to your place is going to be very hard. Asa Aulumbari, the IG, General Inspector to Police, Katulu fi Ajere, fi Simsunde, fi Meridi. And it maybe is going to create another chaos there. Because Ajere Inspector de, Gulo Kuto Jali Samin Belet. And who knows, Sunus Jibo Okuto, the Miki Namul Jirima Waraina, Ya Jereja le Okuto because Okuto the Zol Kebir. And now maybe these people were following him and they come and kill them both. So now it's going to create another problem there, Loma and Quest. So now the Western Equatoria, you guys need to open your eyes and stick together. Don't even separate yourself. Misklata Zande Mabalanda de Aje Besit, Kilitu Masila Ajede, SNBG Bulekum Division. Be together, stand together, and send to back their defend land bitakon. So this is my message to the people of Western Equatoria. Ana mader nasa Western Equatoria gesim nofusum. Luitu Milizande, Lubaka, Moro, Mundo, to all those tribes there. You guys need to stick together. So this is my message.
Yeah, but do you think that some they are accusing some Equatorians that they are the one who like violence more? So the people of violence. What do you think about this?
Equatoria, Aramar for you to give bill of Equatoria Nasta violence. When you look at the record, let's go back and iron of the record Kulu. For Western Equatoria, Nasta, Western Equatoria, man Nasta Moshake. These people have been living together for a long time. Ile Lumikin incident tanin, Alasil mini Gubalanya Wanzat. And those things have already, the chapter closed. Nobody talking even about it today. Nas we are getting together, people are living together peacefully without any problem. Lana of Western Equatoria, ma asil young white be like in 100 years Guluzande Rashakil Manas Baka, wala Manas Moro, wala Manas Munu. No, these people have been living alongside with no problem among themselves. In fact, Western Equatoria was a peaceful place. You know, Zaman Alkani Ajere Bongosoro was a governor. Development was even taking place until when Kir accused Bongosoro Monja, Sijin Bongosoro, and that's where Western Equatoria went down. Otherwise, the Western Equatoria could have been like some part of Uganda, wala Kenya, wala Sunukana. A lot of development could have taken place. So Equatoria, ana mine in Equatoria nasa violence. Loita Kelly making fi like Eastern Equatoria sometimes fi basic. Lakin de tabande nasa alizeta bogarde, they do that. The ajali is becoming customary. Dema ajal gulumon bikatul bad wala sunu. It's just del biroina branya kambogarta del or del kaman bijayna bidafa. Just like something ma. It's not really something ali fogu miskala kebir. You know. The ajal ana arfu. Lakin Equatoria general. I don't see them like nasta violence or alamon be I don't see that.
Okay. All right. So anyway, thank you. Thank you very much, brother. We only if you have something to add, it will be good. Anyway, I will just want to announce for all the viewers, we changed the time of the show on Friday to discuss about the group of...
Brother, just if I'm result, call on us today, we'll go for the sort of mic. I will end here. Or Shukran Kalis and Le Naskulu to Equatoria. God bless you all. Or Kulu Nasa Junub Sudan, let's stay together. Kill the massive with this politician to destroy our country. We know Binasa Alpidaglokuma, Umoniara, Minu, Nasa Aligado, Karabaja. We know them one by one. They Salamja will go after this place, after these people. Justice will take place. They are not going to go. Yani Nasa Alkulu Gikatulude. Yani don't be taken on the Magira in vain. The justice will take place, and all of these people will be arrested. We have some of them. We have their record. We have all the information. We are just waiting for Salam Kelija, and then we will pursue them. Faana Bogi Fini. Shukran, Kilravana Barquito. Oh, thank you, Brother Mujasi, for giving me this short opportunity. God bless you.
Thank you. Shukran, Abu. Bye-bye. Thank you. So, that is Brother Abu. Tabia Nas al-Mujudin Mahana. أساسا الشو ده كنا دايرين نرحب فوقه رئيس الحركة الوطنية الديمقراطية الجبهة القومية تحت قيادة معالي السفير ايمانوئيل أجاوين من مصر، وهو رئيس الحركة الوطنية الديمقراطية الجبهة القومية في مصر، أخونا مولانا فاسكولا كلمنت. لكن أنا ما أعرف الحاصل شنو في الديفايس بتاعه، هو ما قادر يكون معنا في الاستديو. فإحنا حاولنا على الأقل يعني نتكلم في بعض الجوانب هنا وهنا من الحاجات الحاصلة في جنوب السودان. فإن شاء الله ربنا يحفظكم ونكون معكم إن شاء الله في الموعد في يوم الجمعة الساعة 2 ظهرا بتوقيت فرنسا. هيكون نفس التوقيت بالنسبة لمصر ولجنوب السودان. هيكون عندنا نقاش ما يدور في الإقليم الاستوائي، وفي نفس الوقت عن المجموعات التي تنادي بالانفصال بتاعت الاستوائية. وهيكون عندنا فرصة عشان نناقش ونتكلم في هذا الحوار في هذا الموضوع بكل جدية. وهنستضيف 3 مجموعات من الانفصاليين ويدونا طروحاتهم ويناقشونا في هذا الموضوع حتى نقاشهم يكون برضو مسموع لدى أبناء جنوب السودان ولأبناء إيكواتوريا كمان. فإن شاء الله هنكون في حسن ظنكم يوم الجمعة الساعة 2 ظهرا بتوقيت باريس. فنعتذر لكل المشاهدين ولمشاهدي منتدى صوت كوش الحكمة نتيجة لعدم إجراء هذا الحوار مع أخونا مولانا فاسكولا كلمنت لبعض الظروف اللي خاصة بالجهاز بتاعه، فما قدر يربط معنا في الاستديو. فيعني الديفايس بتاعه بيقول دائما device is not connected. So I think we'll end here and then maybe see you on Friday for another discussion about Equatorians, those who are calling for separation or for cessation of separation. So thank you very much. God bless you and see you on Friday. Bye-bye.
You're